All right, let me start off by saying our next speaker, she's an overnight success, 25 years in the making. She sold over 220 million in the past 12 months and built Salt Property out in Newcastle into a powerhouse brand locally and around the New South Wales state. Today, Lyndall is going to share how she reinvented herself and her business, built a brand that runs without her at the centre of every task. That'll be interesting to hear this morning, and use community as her most powerful marketing channel. Get ready for real talk on growth, boundaries, and building a life that you actually want to live. Put your hands together, please, Lyndall Allan.
Everyone. Oh, this is a little bit terrifying, not gonna lie. I think I would rather be giving birth to one of my 3 kids right about now, but when Manos and Maria ask you for a favour, how can you say no? So this morning I'm going to share with you a little bit about myself, my life, and my 27 years in real estate, which started when I was 19. So it's been a long journey to get to where I have got, and I'll also share with you what I believe have been 6 of the strongest pillars to my success. So I've got to get used to this clicker thing, so bear with me. So there we go. Who am I? So I'm Lyndall Allan. I'm 46 years of age, and this is my beautiful family. It's my husband, Reese, my son Carter, who is 16, Heathy Pops is 15, and Chelsea is 12. I'm also a business owner of Salt Property, very, very proud of my business and my team of currently 18 incredible women. We call ourselves the Salty Sisters. Soon to be 22, starting in January, with some more coming in. And I'm a sales agent. I've had a long career, and I'm currently a $4 million writer. Oh, yes, thank you. On target for hopefully more like 4.5, maybe even closer to 5. We've started the year really strong. I'm personally sitting at nearly 2.5 million already for the last 5 months. So yes, having some great luck and great momentum, but it's a hell of a lot of hard work as well. I'm a top 100 agent with the REB. I'm in the top 20 women, and I'm #1 in Australia for a regional agent. That's a woman. So very proud of my achievements. So I'm going to share a little bit more now about my life. So I had a really solid upbringing with my family. I sucked at school, not going to lie. I got 44 in my TER, and my parents were so proud they put an ad in the paper, which is quite embarrassing, but school was not my thing. I got into uni to be a preschool teacher, took a gap year, worked at preschool, but soon realised that I was willing to work hard, and I needed a job that would reward me from all of that hard work. So 1999, probably some people in this room weren't even born then, but anyway, I started my career in real estate. Literally no training, pretty much threw the yellow pages at me and said, make some calls. And I instantly loved it. I had a natural gift to the gab, and I fell in love with the industry. So I did that for a couple of years, got my license, and then adventure was calling. So off I went to London, where I met my beautiful husband, Reese. We spent 4 years travelling the world, over 45 countries. Then it was time to come back home. So where I was from, out in Western Sydney, went straight back into real estate, straight back into sales. But my husband and I wanted the coastal life. So toward the end of 2006, we moved to Newcastle, and I started working for Robinson Property, where I would stay for the next 16 years. Then I got married, became a mum. 16 months later, that was a busy time, had another child. Then I had my beautiful daughter, Chelsea, and when she was only a few weeks old, my dad passed away. So after losing Dad, it made us reevaluate things, and we just wanted to spend more time with our kids. I'm getting a dry mouth already. This is very nerve-wracking. And we decided we were going back to our travelling days. So 2017, we decided to travel Australia. We ended up going for 2 years. We became travel bloggers, basically. It was back in the day before many families had travelled Australia, and through social media, we pretty much paid for about 70% of our travels, and 10 months turned into 2 years. And I absolutely loved it. I'd still be doing it, to be honest. Best quality time with our family. Went back to work, and 3 years later decided it was my turn, and Salt Property was born. So here I just thought I would share with you some of our stats. So when I left Robinson's, it was my biggest year, and I was writing about 1.4 million. So the plan was to work from home, do maybe 30 sales a year, and spend more time with my kids. And that certainly has not happened. So first year, I did 40 sales. I quickly realised, being a typical salesperson, admin, not very good at. So I had somebody assist me. And by the end of the year, I had my first agent. Second year was 2023. By the end of this year, we had a team of 6. I was still working out of my granny flat, so towards the end of the year, we moved into a proper office. I felt like a grown-up doing that. But I had, even though you can see I didn't make that many more sales, I over doubled the income, and that was because I was back selling those big high-end homes. And I was also then justifying a better fee. So 2004, more growth. That was a huge year. We now were a team of around 14. I had 4 agents and a part-time agent, and I also started property management. Life was getting pretty hectic, not going to lie. And you could see that the other agents were now starting to bring some income into the business, which was fabulous. This year, again, it's been another wonderful year. I'm really proud. You can see the girls. So 3 full-time agents. They all wrote over $1 million this year, and they're all on track for $1.5 million for this financial year. Thank you. So, how did I do it? How have I gone from 1.4 to 4 million plus and taught these wonderful girls that I work with to do the same? So now I'll share with you some of the things that I think are the no-brainers into becoming a successful agent and also a business leader as well. So the first one, it's hard work. It's no secret. There is simply no shortcuts to a great career. In my 27 years of being an agent, it has always been easy to spot and consistent that the hardest working agent, the first one in the office, the last one to leave, they're the most successful. Real estate is a numbers game. The more calls you make, the more appraisals you get, the more listings you get, the more sales you get. If you can be consistent with your prospecting and your follow-up, block out that non-negotiable time, your business will naturally follow. It just has to. It is unbelievable when you look at the stats. I do love the stats too. When you see the market appraisals versus what's coming in with sales, the numbers don't lie. So if you're putting, you know yourself if you're putting the hard work in. But what I will say is that hard work always rewards. And generally the one that is doing the most whinging is also doing the least. So another thing that I think I've done really well throughout my career is I've very much had to reinvent myself that many times it's ridiculous. Whether it was traveling, moving cities, starting the business, or having my 3 babies. So every time I needed to go, what can I do to stand out in the crowd? As we know, real estate is a very crowded industry, and blending in and just simply doing the same as everybody else, it's not a great strategy. So here are a couple of little examples of things that I have done to reinvent myself and that have made me unique. You can see here in that little dress-up outfit, for example, that was when I came back from travelling Australia, and I thought I'm going to lean into what I've learnt from social media. So I started dressing up in the reels, and they would go absolutely nuts. That one, it was a home that had been untouched 50, 60 years, shag pile carpet. It still had like their vents where they used to have dinner parties and smoke, like it was hilarious. So dressed up to match the house, it went absolutely nuts. So people queuing down the street at the open to just see the house because of the video. But it got people watching you, looking at you. It gave you a point of difference, and it sold for way over the asking price. Up the top here is magnets. You can't see it in the photo, but you know how everyone does the magnets with the calendar on them? Who does them? Does anyone do them? Okay, so what I'm going to suggest to you is do something a little bit different. So I thought to myself, how can I stay on people's fridge? Because they're going to get chucked out every year. Simplest thing, but I now do magnets and they've got a clip on them. Those magnets with clips have got me, last time we counted, 38 listings. Simply, they stay on people's fridge. It's useful, whether it's bills, invitations, they don't get thrown out every year, but I'm in front of them multiple times a day. So if they're looking to sell or they know someone, we'll call Salt. And we always ask, what made you call us? Something so simple like that can change your business, and it's something different. People go, oh, they're so clever. Can I have some more? Of course you can. You can see here that my property management car there, instead of just getting a normal white Mazda 2, it's like, what can I do that is going to stand out instead of putting, on the side of a bus? So I got I think it's a chimney or something like that, a beachy vibe to go with the Salt, and then spent $5,000, had it wrapped, and man, it's so cool. I absolutely love it, and as my property management grows, we're going to have them cruising around town, but it's just something different. And people send me selfies with them. They absolutely love them. So think of different ways how you can stand out of the crowd. Social media. So as I said before, social media was a game changer for us when we travelled, and it has been a tool that I have leaned into very heavily in real estate. I would accredit it to a big part of me getting the success and my brand out there really, really quickly. Social media is an incredible tool to connect with people. If you're sitting in someone's lounge room, you're sitting one-on-one, one-on-two. Social media, you have the ability to connect with thousands all at the same time. Whilst you're connecting, you are showcasing your personality. You are showing them who you are. For me, real estate's a pretty polished business, so I very much lean into the unpolished for social media, and I showcase my personality. The reason why that really works is then people feel like they know you. And people will say that to me all the time. Oh, I feel like I know you, I see you every day, and it also builds trust. You're connecting with them, they feel like they know you, so they want to trust you. So if they're going to sell their house, who's going to be top of mind? Who are they going to use? But with socials, again, it's important that you're not just doing the same. Don't just do your just listeds and your just solds. You need to be informative and educational. You need to give them a reason to keep watching you. Don't be too braggy. Don't be like, I'm the best. People don't like that. Like my reels that we do, we have the professional reels, and we actually now, with video photography, we looked into this big time, and we were getting thousands and thousands and thousands of more views from our reels than we were from the real estate and domain video. So look at that sort of stuff. In the reels that we do, we often make mistakes. I don't reshoot it. People like that you're kind of going, yeah, it's just raw, you know, you're showing them who you are, you're showcasing the property for exactly as it is, and you're telling the story of the home. It's not just a picture of a kitchen. You can say what you love about the kitchen. Vendors absolutely love it as well. And again, it's giving you that point of difference. You can see here, this was a big property that I have at the moment. It's 9.5 million. This was a 30-second coming soon video. It's had 73,000 views, and it's been shared over 1,100 times. So, I mean, what that cost me zero. Well, cost me for the video, or cost my owner for the video. But the amount of exposure I got from that was incredible. You've just got to put yourself out there. Social media can be scary, but I would suggest just starting small. Even if it's just a 2-second intro, welcome to the listing, come inside and have a look. But you've got to be doing it, because if you're not, your competitors are, and then they've got something over you. But I really think it's a fabulous tool. We do TikTok, which my kids are mortified about that, but we do Facebook, and you've got to do it, guys. If you're not on socials, you've got to get on it. The other thing that I think has worked well is, especially with my team, I've really got them to focus on owning a patch and becoming an area expert. You know the old saying, jack of all trades, masters of none. So the beauty with being an area expert is you become an attraction agent. So here are a couple of tips or why I think it's really important, and the benefits of doing that as well. So I always think it's best to focus on where you live. If your kids go to school or you play sport there, you know the area, you're naturally already educated, but you can sell that lifestyle because you live it. And people like that. You know, I choose to live in this location because of X, Y, and Z, and vendors love hearing that as well. You're already halfway there. Naturally, that knowledge will help you in your presentation, but it will also give you a lot more confidence as well. If you start to get market share, it becomes a lot more time efficient if you're working in one small patch, if you're not driving around everywhere. But you can really dominate from the marketing side. Hit the letterbox drops once a week, whether it's inviting to the open homes, do your just solds, of course, but do something educational, like a snapshot, the notice to residents, we're in your street, but you just want to hit them and then give them a magnet every single week. And then pick up the phone, just letting you know we've got a listing coming on in your street. Would you like to come to the open home? Or we've just sold a property in your street. You all know the dialogue, I'm sure. But the beauty when you are dominating and owning that area is it's very easy to then justify your high fees. You need me. And they will pay you what you want if they think you're the best person for the job. But it also gives you credibility. I don't know what your market's like at the moment, but there is a lot of overpricing happening and a lot of high prices and low fees. But if you are seen to be that area expert, they will pay you what you're worth. So I think once you become an attraction agent, you're not relying on picking up that phone and prospecting, although you still should. The phone naturally rings and people want to work with you. Confidence. So, when I honestly in my heart believed that I was the best person for the job, everything changed for me. Confidence is everything in my opinion. People can smell the fear. If you're going in for a pitch and you're not really sure, they can see it. You've got to go in there and you've got to own it from day one, from the second you walk in. I even say to my girls in the car, I want you to say to yourself, I'm the best person for the job. I'm getting this listing. I'm the best person for the job. You walk in feeling that confidence, the clients will see it as well. Another little tip for you is take charge from your listing presentation. I'll always say, just as we're walking in, obviously, hello, have you had a market appraisal before? Do you know how this works, or do you know how it rolls? So straight away, I'm finding out, have they had any other agents in? And then they'll say yes, no, and then I'll go, okay, great, this is how it's going to go. I'm going to dump my handbag, we're going to walk through the home, talk about any features that could potentially add value to your property, the usual spiel, sit down, talk about fees, pricing, that sort of thing. But I think if you're confident and you're in charge, then you're going to have a better chance of them really engaging and listening to you. The other thing is you need to be prepared. Do your homework. Look at all the recent sales before you go. Take your CMAs, take your listing kit. I always have an idea in my head of what sort of price I think it's going to be, and I always give them a price on the spot. I say, look, I'm here as a professional because I've sold so many homes in the area. This is what my gut's telling me. If I'm not 100% sure, then I'll say, I'll go home and do some further research, but I'm confident this. And do you know how many times people will give me the business because the confidence of saying, no, your house is worth this. I don't need to go home and do my research because I know what I'm talking about. Confidence. The other thing is you need to look like a professional. My team thinks this is super cringe, but these are some points that I say to my girls that for me are non-negotiable. Again, if you want to be treated like a professional, you need to look like a professional. These are simple things, but I like enclosed shoes. I don't want to see toes. I want clean hair. If you're doing a market appraisal, always have a jacket on. Even if it's 40 degrees, walk in with it on. I go, oh, do you mind if I take my jacket off? It's those first impressions that make a big difference. No short skirts. Don't have your boobs out, girls. No cleavage. Don't want to see it. I think for me, being a 19-year-old and starting in the game very young, I never wanted someone to say, she got the listing because she's got big tits. Trust me, it's been said. So for me, the credibility of looking like a professional and as a woman in business is really, really important. So yeah, there's just a couple of little things. Like I say, the girls think it's a bit cringe, but it's how I've always done it and it's always worked. How am I going for time? The last thing I wanted to talk about is delayed gratification and relationships. Honesty and integrity is the number one value at Salt Property. I tell to the girls, we do not lie about what we think it's worth. We do not make up offers. We don't make up open home numbers. We tell the truth. And we have built that reputation now where people will come to us and ask for the honest appraisal. But the honesty and integrity is how I've always ran my business, and I do believe it's another big reason why Salt is doing so well. It's a relationship business. It's simple in so many ways, real estate, but I find a lot of people, they don't think big picture. They're just after those instant paychecks, which is great, and then you turn around because you haven't done the basics and then you've got nothing. You always need to think not just about today or next month, but 5 years, 10 years. You need to nurture every single connection. Ask people. I always say to them, clients, oh, Lyndall, you've been amazing. Thank you so much. If you know anyone that is thinking of selling, please tell them to use Lyndall or use Salt. Like, don't be afraid to lean into those relationships and those people that have impressed you. But you have to pay the long game, and then you will become an attraction agent, which is where I'm at now. I don't need to prospect. I do all my follow-ups from my appraisals, but my business naturally comes to me. But that's the overnight success from 27 years. It's something that I have worked on because I have built those relationships and I have nurtured them. I want to tell you about a game-changing moment that happened for me in 2023, and this is all about delayed gratification and relationships. So January 2023, Salt was 12 months old. Client rang me. I had been working with them for about 10 years. I had sold 3 properties for them. 2 for around $1 million, the last one for 1.6. They bought a block of land a few years earlier, which they called me for advice. I helped them with the negotiations, and they bought one of the best blocks of land in Newcastle. It was nuts at the time. They paid $3.8 million, which everyone was like, whoa. Anyway, they built this ridiculous house. It was absolutely amazing. Uninterrupted ocean views from every single room, from every single level. It's stunning, all master built. Anyway, they rang me and said, Lyndall, do you want to sell our house? And I was like, holy shit. Literally, what? I was still working out of the front room of my house. I was a team of 3, and I knew this was the most expensive home in the city, and they were giving it to me. Oh my goodness. So I went there, we did it, we signed it up. They did not even speak to any other agents. And I said, guys, I can't believe you are giving me this opportunity. And you know what she said? She said, Lyndall, you earned this. You earned this. And what happened? I went on to break the highest sale ever in the region for Newcastle at $11,050,000. It was actually the highest sale in Australia that week, which was pretty cool. Bit of a pinch yourself moment for me. And again, you can see here I maximised it with social media. Thought, what can I do that's going to stand out? I'll jump off the fence. Maximising all of your success and promoting yourself along the way. So what that did completely changed my business. I now sell more high-end homes in the region than any other agent, but it was just that one turning point that really changed my life. I've now gone on and sold 2 properties for these clients, and I did them both for nothing because they did change my business. Oh, I'm going over. Okay. Before I finish, obviously I just want to give you the hard truth and the reality. Have I made sacrifices in my career, and especially in the last 4 years? Yes, I absolutely have. Do I work 12, 14-hour days, 6, 7 days a week? Yes, I do. Has my beautiful family suffered? Yes, they have. Do I have mother's guilt? Oh, yes, I do. I think any mum that chooses their career will always sit and struggle with that. I definitely have. But would I change it? No, I wouldn't. The sacrifices that I've made there, it's not going to be like that forever. I'm putting the hard yards in now, but this is my turn. This is my time. I had amazing adventures with my family when I travelled and did the stay-at-home mum thing, but this is my time now, and I'm going to make the most of it, and I'm really proud of what I have created. Oh. So, last but not least, I couldn't do it without my amazing team. I've got the right people around me. The Salty Girls are literally next level. They're an amazing bunch of women. I adore them. We have a beautiful culture. We all support each other, and seeing them thrive, it makes me so happy. I'm very, very passionate about this industry. I genuinely love it. And I love supporting women in it as well. I think we are the best agents, don't you think, girls? And I think as mums, there's flexibility there, and we can have it all. We can try and have it all, but you don't need to have it all. You just need to make it work for you, and real estate can allow you to do that. Couldn't do it without my amazing husband. He is incredible. He finished up working last year to be full-time, basically looking after the kids, and I'm the career mum, so we've swapped. Choosing the right people around you really makes a huge, huge difference. Guys, you just need to believe in yourself. You need to work your absolute arse off. You need to do as you promise to your clients. You need to work with integrity. You need to surround yourself with the right people, and you need to take a risk and have a crack, and then you'll be a nutcase like me. Last but not least, here's my mobile. If anyone ever wants to personally reach out, if you ever need advice, I love paying it all forward. Real estate's been an amazing industry to me, so do not hesitate to pick up the phone and I will help you if I can. Thanks, guys.